What's going on, everybody? Junkyard here. Another channel I watch, he was posing a question about when we use our outriggers and different odds and ends like that and how we line up. So that I commented on his video, but I decided I'd show you what I got to do. This rig, this 3100, is the widest rig we haul. It's 1111 wide, and my rule of thumb for outrigger boards is usually if the chains are outside the rail, which is hard to tell with the mud, but you can see right here is the chain, and if you look down, it's well outside the rail. Dog. So that's a no-brainer to put your outriggers out. If the chain's on the rail here, I don't worry about it, unless it's a real top-heavy machine or the tracks are just super sloppy. Then I might put them out just as a precaution. The other thing I do is I see a lot of guys run their outrigger boards from stem to stern. That's a lot of extra work that's not necessary. The boards are heavier than hell. They take up space. They're in the way when you want to go chain to the lip of your top flange. So I carry two little short boards when I load these rigs, because as you can see, it's wore the edge of that ramp out pretty good, and obviously you've only got, if you're lucky, a third of the track on there. So I do these short little boards right here so the tracks aren't laid over so bad. And when I load by myself, it gives me a little bit of room for error if I'm crooked. But I've loaded these machines so many times, I know what I need to line up with. You know, I have a visual indicator somewhere. In this particular case, I'll climb up here and I'll show you. Each rig's got a little bit different catwalk. Sorry about the random ass video shot there while I climb, but when I'm running this rig on this rectangular tube, about a width of the tube to the right puts me on the trailer, just a fuzz to the passenger or driver side. I always load just a hair heavy to the driver's side because most roads have a crown in them, and it'll help you from leaning and fighting that crown when you're going down the road. The other thing, loading a lowboy, especially by yourself, it's all about some sort of reference. When I'm hauling these 3100s, with the booster like I am now, that's about where I put the end of the frame, just behind the axle. If I'm 4 in a row, I run it right there. It gets me close to legal. We're a little heavy 4 in a row, but like this, we got weight to spare. And like on these 3100s, there's always things you got to think about when you load. These 3100s, they tilt on the carriage, so if you'll see, it's tilted just a fuzz to the roadside to help compensate for that. The crown of the road. 2-lane roads are worse. They fight you more than the big 4 lanes do. They don't have to slope them as much to get them to drain, I guess. But like on this rig, back to the outriggers, I just run one board. It's about, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, maybe 12 feet long. You can see underneath there, maybe. That's all you need. You don't have to cover the whole track. You don't have to pissant some big ass heavy 2.5 inch thick board around. There's no need in that. But like I said, this was just kind of in response to a question I saw on another channel that I watch every week. Good old JPaydirt. I've actually talked to him several times on the phone and exchanged texts periodically. He's a good dude. He's one of the 2 or 3 people that unknowingly motivated me to start sharing a little bit of my knowledge. I've got a few other ideas for videos I'm going to do, just waiting for the right set of circumstances to pass along my knowledge. Most of it's moving stuff on lowboys and little mechanic work, little fabrication, but that was just a thought I had for today. Using outrigger boards and when to use them, when not to use them. And a lot of times it's width of the tracks, how sloppy the tracks are, how wide your trailer is. This one's just 102. I'd love to have a 9 wide. Years ago I had a 10 wide, which is badass, until it wasn't badass. It being wider got around worse. It was heavy. Good Lord, it was heavy. But anyway, that's today's little tidbit of information. I don't know how long it's been since I've posted, but if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to opine if I have some background in it. I am pretty good at making shit up too. But anyway, that's today's little tidbit, and as soon as I get an opportunity to share a couple other ideas I have in mind, I'll throw a video up for those as well. So hope everybody's doing good, staying cool, storms haven't blown you away, and we're all hopefully out here making money. Take care.